What's up, freaks? I'm Randy.
Hi, I'm Kai, and we're very honored because today we have Marcel Thenee from Guitar Magazine with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
The reason Marcel's here is because we're checking out the Ghost of the Road episode we did with Corrosion of Conformity last year. This is our most popular video on YouTube, and it was a lot of fun to make, and Marcel was actually with us during the filming. We hung out in Munich, we went to the Hofbräuhaus, had some beers, had some laughs, and he did some interviews for the Guitar Magazine while we did the Ghost of the Road episode. So It was pretty fun, and we thought, who better to join us than Marcel to do this commentary? So let's check it out. Let's see what happens. There he is.
There's my backpack.
There's the backpack.
I've always loved zigzagging around the globe and doing what you can and going to crazy places.
So the funny thing about this episode for the shoot was that I arrived at Loden and Woody was standing by the bus pointing towards the train station here. And I ran into Pepper, and it turned out that Pepper wanted to go into Munich and to go do some sightseeing. And so I got there, and we had a funny conversation about the fact that I'm from South Carolina and Woody's from North Carolina. And so Pepper went inside, and to convince Woody to come into the city, he said, "Hey, there's a boy from South Carolina here that wants to go drinking." So this is how we went. And then Marcel, this is a long story, but Marcel was on his way too, so maybe you can...
Yeah, long story short, I wasn't aware about the definite interview time, so I just jumped into the train and told Randy that I'd be there by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And as soon as I arrived with the S-Bahn at the train station, Randy called me, pretty excited, and said, "Change of plans. Pepper and Woody want to go to the city." And I said, "Yeah, I'll be right there in 5 minutes." And that's why I still have my backpack with me, because it was like
awesome
arriving at the
backpack.
venue. Yeah. And then immediately jump in the next S-Bahn and go into the city and get some snuff tobacco.
Yeah, so here's the snuff, and this is something famous here, right? Maybe you, Kai, or...
Yeah, it's like Bavaria's famous for its snuff tobacco. It's like an old traditional thing. I'm not that much into that, but they wanted to try it out, and I think you did a great job capturing that moment when Pepper is going to shoot that on the Kaufingerstraße in Munich.
The sad thing about this being black and white is you can't see, for one, your awesome red backpack, and two, Pepper's green glasses. I think they're green. But anyway.
I have to tell a little story in between. In advance to all of this, it was like the band didn't have a management. They only had a booking agency. And booking agency, good friends of Guitar Magazine, and they contacted the band directly, and it wasn't very hard to explain to the band what this show would be all about, and they immediately agreed to do this.
Yeah, so we kind of cut back here to the sound check, because we had to get them back by sound check. But it was not before we had a couple of beers.
That's me in the video laughing.
At the we were at the marketplace, had some beer, and then we moved to the Hofbräuhaus, which you'll see in a minute. And yeah, here's their road crew. And this was just after COC reunited with Pepper, and they were on tour over here in Europe. So it was kind of an exciting feeling. The fans were super excited to see them play in this lineup again. And I was too, because I actually saw COC open for Metallica in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Back in 96.
96, yeah, on the Reload tour maybe. So this was pretty cool to collect that. And actually Marcel was there to interview them about the making of the album.
Deliverance album, yeah. One of my favorite albums, the first album I ever got to listen to.
That's the Hofbräuhaus.
For me, it wasn't just a journalist, meeting a band thing. It was like very special because I'm a fan. I'm simply a fan, and I met Pepper twice before in context with Down and COC's In the Arms of God's album, which hasn't been promoted very much because of Hurricane Katrina. And yeah, there's Woody hailing the Rathaus in Munich.
That's one of my favorite moments, actually.
Yeah, that's you can.
This is a nice moment before the show. You know, they're just like, it's. I can imagine them 19 and 20 years old, you know, going on stage, and it's like nothing has changed since then. So
I think it was like Pepper said, a real cool thing for them, just jumping into the situation. They just there wasn't a new album out. They just played the Deliverance stuff. They haven't played in like almost 20 years. And interesting about this whole thing is that they actually started touring in Europe first and not in the US. So a lot of American COC fans really hailed this episode because and they yearned to see the band tour in the US afterwards.
Little known fact, after this, Marcel and I went to Denver to film a concert with Joe Bonamassa, and afterwards Marcel traveled on to New Orleans and went to Pepper's Bar and was able to catch up with him and talk to him about the video after it was already made and out. So that was a pretty cool
he still remembered that episode, that thing that we did in Munich, and I think he really enjoyed doing it. And
this was a memorable day for Marcel and I.
Yeah, for me being a fanboy and a journalist, oh yeah.
So that was it. This ran long. Kai, what did you think? Yeah, so that was our show this week. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Marcel, for coming out and to the Freaks TV studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
And reliving this moment in time.
Oh, yeah. It was a special... That was one of the most special interview situations I have been in like 20 years of doing this.
Remember that time we went to Denver? And,
back in the days.
That was a fun trip.
Remember the 30 hours trip we did?
Okay. On your birthday?
Yeah, on my birthday.
COC the first.
Yeah, Kai just said all the stuff I wanted to say, so...
Yeah, that's better because you shot it.
Yeah.
And we play this, huh?
Yes. COC cannot be played. Come on. Okay, there's Marcel. There's the backpack. We're good. Okay. What's up?
Wait.
What's up, freaks? I'm Randy.
Hey, I'm Kai. And
can you try to not sound like you're asleep?
And that's it.
Hey, I'm Kai. I don't really want to be here.
I'm the camera guy.
I only introduced myself.
And yourself.
Yeah.
And I'll introduce the video.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this.
And so here we are. Let's talk about it. Let's see what happened on the day. This kind of sucks. I totally ruined this take. The other one was much better.
The other one was better.
We got it. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.